Mary.
Yes, thank you, Katja. I always wanted to be a mom. I lost my mom young, but 5 years ago on our Mother's Day here, I met a young woman, um, a grown woman, and we immediately just hit it off. She had had a horrible relationship with her mom. Her mom lived on a different continent. I lost my mom young, always wanted a bunch of kids. And from that day forward, she says, "Can I call you mom?" She goes,
Ah,
"Will you be my mom?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." It was the greatest gift I'd ever been given. And I was absolutely thrilled, even though I have nieces and nephews, but
mm,
this was different. Anyhow, we were super close, just did everything together, helped each other out, celebrated birthdays, holidays, the whole thing. And then almost 2 years ago, she met a guy and got real busy and then started dating him. And all of a sudden, things, started dwindling off a little bit with her. And I was too sick last year to go to her wedding, but she responded and understood. And then my birthday rolled around about 2 months later, and then I never heard from her, which was really, really odd. And I thought, okay, fine. She just got married. She's overwhelmed. She's still working, blah, blah, blah. And I just let it go. I thought, I don't want to, make her feel guilty or anything. Well, then Christmas rolled around and I texted her and wished her a Merry Christmas and asked her about her, first Christmas with her husband, and never heard back from her
mm,
and was really, really shocked. And today is and I've been so sick that, to be honest with you, I kind of just let it go. Well, today's her birthday.
mhm,
So I went ahead and texted her,
mm.
but I would love to release on the
Yeah.
sadness.
Yes, of course.
um, because we were so close, and I still consider her my daughter.
Mm,
I've texted her. I would like to release on the sadness of what's happened in the last 2 years.
mhm,
Um, and I would also like to release on the expectation,
mm.
of whether or not she texts me back and where I go from there. I feel like, yeah, I just feel like we need to make contact. I don't, she said she was okay with me not being at her wedding. She understood.
Mhm.
Um, any anyhow, and then I kind of did some things and got anxious, so I'm feeling a little all over the place. But I would just love to release on that whole thing with her.
Yes, of course. So, would you give yourself the chance to stop and be?
Yeah,
And would you then welcome everything that's coming up right now? All the feelings, memories, thoughts, anything that's coming up.
yeah, yeah. She was the one person too I thought I could count on when I got sick. Because she used to come visit even in now. So I haven't seen her now in over 2 years. Yeah,
Mhm.
just even as you say that, even more stuff is coming up, and yeah.
And would you welcome how that feels personal?
Yeah, I'm extremely sad about
Mhm.
the situation.
Yes. And then would you notice and welcome any wanting to do anything about it? Change it or make it go away or make it do something or anything at all.
Yeah, I'd at least like to be in contact with her. I understand if she's busy, but even so, with the relationship that we had,
Mhm.
just not hearing back from her at all is was just shocking at Christmas time. And yeah, yeah, there's a lot.
Yes. And could you welcome all that hurt and sadness and maybe anger? Anything that is connected to that?
Yeah, I don't think I feel anger so much, just hurt though. You're right about that. I feel very hurt.
Yes.
Because we were inseparable for years and did so much together. Yeah, it's very hurtful and sad. I miss her terribly.
Mm. And would you welcome all the wanting to control the situation?
Yeah.
And then would you welcome the wanting to be controlled by the situation?
Oh, well, that's a really good question. Yeah.
And just for now, as best you can, could you let go of wanting to control the situation?
Yeah, I feel like I need to because I can't control it and um yeah, yeah. And
And
I want to I want to because I don't want to be hurt by it, even though I feel at some point um I don't I'll decide that later, but at some point, in the near future, if she doesn't respond for her birthday, I do feel like I need to call and at least make sure she's getting the messages and just say, hey,
mm,
ask if I did anything to hurt her, if there, what, see if something's going on. And I think that would be uh you know a, something I should do, although I can decide that later and the timing when I feel up to it. And then if she doesn't respond to that, then there's nothing much I can do. But I would hope, well, yeah, I'm putting expectations out there that, so you're right. Yes, I need to let go really all of control of all of everything
mm.
relating to this. Yeah.
And would you let go of those expectations?
As best as I know how.
Yes,
Yeah.
as best you can. And then would you let go of wanting to be the main character in that story?
Wow. That's a great question. I've never heard it put like that. Yeah, as best as I know how. I've never heard it put like that. But yeah, yeah, I could.
Good. And would you be open to letting that situation unfold as it does, which might be better than you expect or different than you expect?
Yeah, yeah,
And then would you notice the love that there's still towards her?
oh yeah. I'll always consider her my daughter.
Mm-hmm. And would you notice the love that is beyond and beneath that hurt and sadness?
Yeah,
And would you open up to that love?
yeah. I know with all my heart that she still loves me. I do believe that. I really do.
Mm-hmm. There are lots of reasons why connections may drop in life, and some of them are understandable, and some of them are not understandable for us who aren't the person who is in question. And some we may never know. I've had people dropping out of my life without any explanations, and it does hurt. But one thing you can do is open up to feeling that love. And then would you grant her the right to be as she is?
Say that again. Give her the right to be as she is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm. And would you love her as she is?
Yeah, absolutely.
And would
Yeah.
you let that love fill you up?
Let that love be who I am, do you say?
Would you let her love her as she is, and then would you allow that love to fill you up?
Oh, let the love that I have for her fill me up.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. To the best I know. Yeah. How I could do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Good. And would you allow that love to spread and dissolve the hurt and the sadness as best you can?
Yeah, as best as I can. Yeah.
And would you notice the peace and acceptance that's already here, even when there's sadness?
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you open up to that peace as well?
Yeah.
And would you be open to letting your relationship to unfold as it does in a way that's for everyone's highest and best good?
Yeah. Yeah.
And would you let the action to flow from that acceptance and love and peace?
Can you say that again, please?
Could you allow the action, whatever action you do, send her a message or call her? Would you allow that action to flow from that peace and love and acceptance?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've already thought that through. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I know her, I love her with all of my heart and don't want her to feel any guilt or anything no matter what happens or any yeah. Yeah. I can do that.
Good. And would you love yourself as best you can as well?
Yeah. Even though I sometimes have blamed myself because I got so sick I couldn't make plans with her. There's a little bit of blame, but it even so, things did change dramatically when she met her now husband, and she got super busy. I don't know. She could have a baby by now. She could be yeah.
Yeah.
And I know some areas she struggled into. So yeah, I don't want her to feel guilty. And yeah, whatever happens, I can love her and love myself, knowing I did the best I could with where I'm at too.
Yes. And would you be open to letting your relationship to unfold exactly as it will, as it's not exactly Sedona method, but I believe that if you're meant to meet certain people or they are meant to come back, they will. And sometimes people do come back after years of absence, so it is possible. But for the moment, could you let go of all the expectations and just allow it to unfold as it does?
Yeah. Yeah. I can.
And how is it now?
So much better. Thank you so much, Katja.
Good. Good to hear. And just be kind to yourself as well. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
That's great advice too. Thank you.
Yes, and when you are acting from love, you can't get it wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's true. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and then Sivey, do I say
Yes.
hello?
Thank you for this opportunity.
Well,
So recently, during some momentary silence of my mind, I realized that I'm really being enslaved to my motivation to get approval.
mhm,
And sometimes it's not just approval from others, but approval from myself. I
yeah,
have to constantly find something to do to prove my intellect or some other inclinations
mhm,
to prove to myself that I'm good,
mhm,
and I know that I somehow I think I'm controlling myself into releasing or whatever, and I know that I feel obliged that I need to let go of that feeling or desire. Um, but the line here is very subtle. Am I running away from my obligations or duties in my life? Or am I still holding on to my seeking approval for myself? And also there's this problem of when I'm totally drawn into the work I'm doing, I just stop releasing or even thinking of releasing because I am soaked, I'm just soaked up in my wanting to control everything in order to get approval.
mm, okay. And you want to work, I assume you want to release on that. So do you want to work one-on-one with me with that?
Sure. Would like that.
So, would you work, and the problem is like, or the problem that feels like a problem is the wanting approval.
Yes.
Mm. So could you welcome how much you want approval from others and from yourself?
Yeah.
And then just for now and as best you can, could you let it drop?
I don't know if it's completely gone, but I do feel a little bit lighter, just a little bit. I
Yeah.
cannot really tell a big difference.
Mm-hmm. And then would you welcome the sense that you should not want approval? The sense that it's somehow wrong or something you should get rid of?
I still don't see that it's wrong.
Mm.
I know that it's kind of a torture, but
Mhm.
I do feel obliged to feel that need.
So do you feel that you have to get
Yeah,
approval?
I think I think it's not it's not about gaining approval, but it's
Mhm.
about I need to do things perfectly. It's not it's not seeking external validation,
Mhm.
but if I when I do something, I need to do it best. Otherwise, I'm wasting my life.
Yes. So would you welcome that at judging or criticizing yourself?
Yes.
And does that judging or criticizing help you feel more relaxed or happy or more productive?
Yeah, I analogically I know that it
Mhm.
doesn't help at all, but
Mhm.
sometimes it is pushing me like to
Yeah.
to to
Yes.
do things better, to hold myself up to some kind of standard.
Yes. So would you welcome the belief that in order for you to take action or get things done, you need to push yourself?
Right. Yeah, I think maybe my mind is subdued. Maybe I'm suppressing my feelings. Maybe there's a higher her like a higher motive out there
Mhm.
that pushes me to do things better. But sometimes I don't really think there is a motive like that. It's just it's just I'm trying to hold time or life in my hands.
Control time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you welcome that?
Yes, I need to accept that fact.
And could you let go of wanting to control time as best you can?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
As best you can is even a tiny little bit is good.
Yeah.
And what if you didn't have to control time or push yourself to get things done and enjoy your life? How would that be?
Yeah, I don't know how to enjoy my life is a problem. But
Mm-hmm.
that I maybe that even when I'm trying to um look for joy in entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to learn some math, do some problems, play
Mm,
the piano, and which all involve intellect.
yeah.
And I just I'm constantly seeking for that um learning new things and proving to myself that I am able to do those.
Yes.
And I don't really properly enjoy my free time
Mm,
or even and sometimes guiltily when I spend time with others, my friends or loved ones, I well, this sounds awful, but I feel like it's kind of a waste of my time
Ah,
to
yes, yeah, it can feel that way. So could you welcome that story, how it has been this far, or how it has felt this far?
yeah.
And is there any expectation that your life will continue the same?
I I feel the need, I feel the urge to change.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but maybe it's a lack of security that
Could be.
stops me from doing so. Um,
So could you welcome all the wanting to figure out what is preventing you to change your life?
yeah,
And could you let go of wanting to figure it out?
yeah,
And just for now, as best you can, could you allow everything to be as it is?
yes. I think Lester mentioned that when we're doing things we don't identify with our ego, that's doing things we just observe our ego
Mm.
doing things, but I still cannot do that. When I'm doing things, I'm still feeding my ego and
And
trying to trying to
mhm,
get some sense of self-validation
mhm.
out of the daily activities.
And it sounds like this is how you have felt it has been, but it does sound like you are sure that this is how it will continue. So is there that sense or that thought or belief?
Oh yeah, you're right. I
And could you let go of expecting that to happen again or repeat itself?
yes, I am gonna try. If I if I decide to let it go, it'll go away, right?
Or just for now, could you let go as best you can? We can't kind of release in the future. We can only release now. So,
Yeah.
yes. And in a way, there is no future because there is always just now. So, could you let go of wanting to plan a kind of a depressing future in a way, or a future where you are not enjoying?
Yeah, I think even at this current moment,
Mhm.
I'm still self-criticizing about the wording,
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
wording, and how I express myself, how I'm wasting everyone else's time. Um,
And could you let go of that? Or just notice how actually they are just thoughts that are arising. What if they aren't even your thoughts?
mm. Yeah, this is maybe a deep-seated habit of mine
Hmm?
to criticize myself on everything, on every encounter in my life, maybe I can learn the lesson out of it so that I can be better. Um, but it's exhausting to scrutinize every detail. I
Mhm.
admit.
It is.
Yeah, and I can't help but thinking like what if I'm missing out on an opportunity to learn and grow?
Mhm. But what if you are already good and perfect as you are this moment? Whether you do anything or not.
Yeah, like I I know that everyone says that, but I need to I
Mhm.
it doesn't I haven't experienced that. I know that in my brain I need to acknowledge the fact that
Mhm.
everyone is perfect, but I'm still seeing objectively limitations of my own. So it's really hard for me to accept it experience
Mm.
experientially.
So those limitations you say you see, could you welcome all of them?
Yeah.
And could it be that those are just the way mind sees it, that they might not be real?
Yes, it could be because I'm still trapped in my ego.
And could you let go of wanting to believe those limitations?
Yes.
And would you let go of wanting to believe them?
Yeah, definitely would. Yes.
And when?
Now, uh, maybe there's some residual
Mhm.
there.
And could you welcome that?
Mhm. Yeah, I'd still pay attention to what others might think of me. So yeah, I think you're right. There's always something driving the need for approval.
Mhm. And what if it isn't so serious? What if it's just what's arising or has been arising? We don't know the next minute how it will go. So, would you be open to the possibility that that habit or pattern might just dissolve?
Yeah, yeah. That's very empowering.
Mhm.
Um,
And would you notice all the space and peace and acceptance that is already, even when the mind is wanting approval or judging?
yeah. Yeah, I think there's something much larger than those desires.
Yes. And would you allow yourself to focus on that which is larger?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. And how does it feel now?
That's I need to say this is much better compared to what I felt before.
Good. And keep, I think I'll move on, but just keep
Sure.
noticing all the things that surrounding beyond and beneath that, those wants and desires, and judging. There's always more of that. So just focus more on that, at least occasionally. It helps.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing, asking. Okay, and Binta.
Hi, Katja.
Hello.
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 I would like to release, please, on feeling unmotivated and yeah, like feeling unmotivated and being low energy and feeling sad and sleepy. Yeah, please.
So would you welcome all of that?
Yes.
And then welcome how that feels personal.
Yes, it does.
And then welcome if there's any wanting to do anything with or about that. Make it disappear or go away.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Changing it also.
Yes.
Finding a solution.
Yes. And then welcome how personal it feels.
Yes.
And then, just for now, could you let go of wanting to do anything with it?
Yes.
And would you notice the peace that is all around those thoughts and sensations and feelings?
It's hard for me to notice the peace.
Mm-hmm. So can you know, are you better, or does it feel better to notice the space that's all around you?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
And then just allow yourself to focus on the feelings, how it feels right now.
Yes.
And then again, focus on the space.
Yes.
And focus on the feelings.
Yes.
And focus on the space.
Yes.
And again, focus on the feelings.
Yes.
And focus on the space.
Yes.
And would you allow those feelings to melt back to the source, to the space, or let the space just take care of them?
Okay. I don't know how to do this, but yes.
Yeah, it's not a technological skill, it's allowing. So you know how to do that.
Yeah.
And then would you allow yourself to feel as you feel this moment?
Yes.
And then would you be open to connecting to the energy and flow, unlimited energy and flow, whenever it's good for the body-mind?
Yes.
And would you grant yourself the right to rest when the body-mind needs it?
Yes.
And would you grant yourself the right to be energetic and joyful whenever that feels right?
Yeah, I guess in a few days maybe.
So, would you welcome the planning to be miserable for at least 2 more days?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yes. And could you let go of planning to be miserable?
Okay. In this moment, yes,
Yes.
I can let go.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And and would you be open to the possibility that the joy is already here, even when the mind doesn't see it because it's focusing on the challenge ahead, or challenge
Yes.
that we feel is here?
Yes.
And would you open up to the possibility of feeling and opening to the joy?
Okay.
And would you open up to the peace and love that are here?
Peace and love.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No. Okay. Good. So, would you let yourself resist and reject peace and love as much as you do?
Yes.
And does that make you good or relaxed?
Honestly, I liked when you invited me to resist. It felt
Oh,
good.
good. Okay.
Yeah.
So allow yourself to resist. And then, just for the moment, could you let go of wanting to change anything?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And would you allow the life and joy and resistance to unfold as they do?
Yes.
And how does it feel now?
It feels better. I know you have to go at 7 p.m. So, and there is Deborah waiting. So I'm going to stop here for today. And when I have time, I will continue.
Yes, do that.
And I just want to say one thing. I feel like I am experimenting letting go in a different way. And I feel like sometimes it's just showing that even if the mind doesn't want to let go, we can let go because we are
Yes.
not the mind, we are the one that decides. You know.
Or we are that which is beyond all.
Yeah, exactly. But we are the one that can set intentions.
Mm.
But the mind, it's different because usually it's on autopilot, So it's just running like informations and that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Yes,
you.
and it's very good to kind of test different ways of letting go. So
Yeah.
kind of surprise the mind every now and then.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Katja.
Thank you, Binta. Thanks. Okay, we can go a few minutes later if it's okay with you. And Deborah. Hello.
Hello, Katja. Nice to
Hello.
see you.
Hi.
I thought I had a game.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like it's like I gave myself permission that it's okay to love myself even though I'm experiencing pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that felt good.
Yes.
But then I felt a little disappointed in my I don't know, I just have to continue in that thought. But then immediately I was a little disappointed that it didn't, I don't know, turn into something miraculous and wipe out everything where I just went, ah. Because sometimes I have those moments where I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. It seems like I think some thought, and all of a sudden the pain will just subside.
Mm-hmm.
And then other times I feel as if I'm thinking those same types of thoughts, and there isn't any release
Mm-hmm.
or subsiding. So then
Mm-hmm.
I start to think, what's the difference? But I haven't come up with any answers yet. So I guess I want to let go of wanting control and trying to figure it out. I think that's what it is. See, I'm trying to figure it out. I don't even know. Help me.
So could you let go of wanting to control the situation, the thoughts?
Ooh, yes. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Ooh, okay. Oh, ooh. 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 Okay, I'm still here. Yes, that does feel like a game.
Hmm?
It does. That you can love and accept yourself, e even if you were, I don't know, he gave some really intense examples. If if you receive a phone call from a bill collector,
Mm-hmm.
love yourself.
Hmm.
And it just seems like, okay, so what's the worst thing? And it's like, okay, well, if the pain is like the worst thing,
Hmm.
can I love that? And sometimes it just feels weird. And then it's like, okay, well then just love myself.
Mm-hmm.
But am I separate from the pain? See, I'm just wanting to figure it out. Okay, never go back to the questions. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a gain to love and accept yourself in any situation. So could you let go of wanting to make it a waterproof rule, how things should go after any certain question or thought, or which is wanting to control life?
Uh, can I honestly say yes? I don't know.
So
Yes. Wait. Yes.
mhm.
Yes. Yeah, it feels like yes. Yes.
Good.
Okay. Yeah. Whew. Okay. That was huge. Huge energy moved through me, like almost like where I got like dizzy for a moment.
Oh,
Oh. Whew. Okay.
good.
Huh.
Is that good for now?
Can we do one more time?
Sure.
Yeah. One more. Just one more round, I guess. Whew.
So
Whoa.
Could you let go of wanting to control the life?
Yes.
And would you?
Yes.
And when?
Yeah. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Oh. Whew. Okay. Here we go. Now,
Brilliant.
that felt good. That felt like it's the truth. Okay. Yeah. That feels a good, yes, that feels like I'm in a good place to stop for now. Thank you for the extra time.
Thank you.
Whew. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Okay.
right. It's always good to see you. So you'll be back in 2 weeks?
I'll be back in 2 weeks, and then we'll be doing 1 hour, and the time difference is the usual one. So
Okay.
thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure and lovely to have you here.
Thank you,
So good to
Katja.
see
Thank you,
everyone.
Katja.
Thank you. See you.